εγώ στο άλλο ένα πράσινο κασκόλ. Και κοίτα που μεγάλωσα και να με εδώ. Στο χέρι να κρατάω εκείνο το κασκόλ. Σηκώστε τα ψηλά. Φωνάξτε δυνατά.
IL are not too clever at defending set pieces. Not at all. Ochoa does not come out to catch the ball. Doesn't like in-swingers, and that's what we'll be doing. We're putting it under the crossbar. We can cause them all sorts of problems from corners. And I'm looking forward to seeing what we're going to do from set pieces. As I said, they don't defend them well. It's almost as if they're like a deer caught in headlights.
8 hours later.
Ο Τάνκοβιτς, δεύτερο δοκάριο, ο Γιώβετς από κοντά, 1-0 για την Ομόνια. Αυτή τη φορά η στημένη μπάλα φέρνει το επιθυμητό αποτέλεσμα για το τριφύλι, το οποίο στο 20 λεπτό ανοίγει το σκορ στο ΑΜΕΓΑ με σκόρερ το Γιώβετιτς.
Talk to me nice. Welcome to No Choftes. Talk to me nice.
The red-nosed reindeer knew how IL plays, and he shared it on Patreon with us.
Calling me Rudolph.
I called you
This
red-nosed
fucking guy.
reindeer. What's worse?
Why the fuck would you call me that?
Και Άλεξε, ποιο είναι το χειρότερο? Είπα σε κερατούχλι. Ρε κερατά. Well, you saw it. You mentioned it. It was done. That's it. Not much I can tell.
Can I go now? My job is done.
I think your job was done from this morning on Patreon. Well, basically, you analyzed the game. You called it. It happened. We scored. Keraduklis.
What can I tell you?
Nothing. You know nothing.
I know nada. Nada.
Neither do I.
Anyway, we've done the braggadocious stuff.
Yeah.
Come on, we've done the braggadocious stuff.
Yeah.
We don't need to prove ourselves every single episode, do we? Don't need to prove ourselves. We've been doing this for 6 years. Like, you know, it's nothing new. These guys shouldn't be surprised that we spot these things. The one thing I didn't put in was Savo talking about the ball going over the line by this much. I was going, Dossin. What do you say? How you doing, my guy?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Yes. Well, back to the routine. Ξέρεις, άκεψαν κανονικά, τώρα τελειώσαν οι γιορτές, τελειώσαν όλα. Back to the offices. Reality. Να μπορούμε να κάνουμε. Αλλά τουλάχιστον να έχουμε καλό Σαββατοκυριακό. Yeah. Even though we started from Friday, and I was talking with some mates today at work, and I was like, hell, please give me a good Friday night. I don't want all my weekend to be wasted. So yeah, it happened. Still more. Είπα το που το προηγούμενο pod, ότι η ΑΕΛ που είναι βλέπαμε σήμερα σίγουρα δεν θα έχει καμία σχέση με την ΑΕΛ που είδαμε στο πρώτο παιχνίδι, στον πρώτο γύρο. Και είπα ότι η ΑΕΛ είναι μια συσταρισμένη ομάδα με έναν πολλά καλό προπονητή. Και νομίζω απεδείχτηκε σήμερα και στο γήπεδο ότι η ΑΕΛ δεν είναι μια ομάδα να την πιάσεις έτσι στο σιωρολό, αλλά είπα το ότι έχουμε τους και είχαμε τους. Έχουμε κάποια παράπονα σήμερα από το παιχνίδι, αλλά να τα πούμε στη διάρκεια. Εσύ, how do you feel?
I feel that was a very professional performance. I think it was low risk in the sense that we didn't try anything out of the ordinary. there was a system there. There was a style of play there. We clearly worked on the set pieces. I think the team is improving week in, week out. The understanding with the players is improving as well. It seems that we're able to play players in certain positions or out of position, and they feel comfortable playing alongside each other. I was very happy with the defensive unit. Very pleased with how organized we were. Just like we've been throughout this season, getting bodies behind the ball, players throwing their bodies in front of the ball. We have a goalkeeper who is undoubtedly the best ever in Cyprus. Hands down.
Κατά μακρά.
Hands down.
Ο καλύτερος τερματοφύλακας που πέρασαν ποτέ από την Κύπρο.
I don't want to hear nothing from no one else.
No.
That's it. No one can convince me otherwise. And once again, he proved how important he is to this team. Yes, when a goalkeeper makes mistakes, it often leads to a goal. Yes, there have been times where Fabi has been a little bit shaky, but tonight, phenomenal.
Primo goalkeeper.
For sure. And I think it just shows that when the team is high on confidence, we're very, very difficult to beat. Notice how some of the chances that Isle had, if this was at the beginning of the season, we probably would have conceded the goals because they were just cheap to give away. But now it's almost as if they've learnt from their mistakes. And again, I'm not counting my chickens because there's still a long way to go. But when you look at the league table, we're 5 points clear now, albeit Bath will have 2 games to play. They've got Anadipo on Monday and then them lot. As I said before, and as I said on Patreon, pressure. The pressure is on them now. And it's hotting up because they've got a new head coach.
Yeah.
And he doesn't know this league. He
We're
doesn't.
talking about it. Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while. You know my opinion about this. If you want, you can share yours. But I think we'll go through this later on. We don't need to
that's
do
what
that.
this is my place for.
Nah. Bravo. Yes. With the French frog foot, yeah.
Yeah. He'll be back next week.
Να χτυπήσει ο άλλος ο Κέρις να σου κάνει παρέα.
I missed him.
Αν ντρέπεσαι. Τέλος πάντων. Έχεις μου από ελίστα άνθρωπο να κάνετε podcast μαζί. Τέλος πάντων. Δεν θα σχολιάζω παρακάτω. Okay, let's talk about our game.
Yeah.
First half. Well, I would say that the first 10 minutes of the game were of equal footing for both teams. It was δείξε μου ποιος είσαι να σου δείξω ποιος είμαι εγώ kind of game, the first 10 minutes. Very balanced. But from there on, που το 8 με 10 και μετά μέχρι και το 30, νομίζω η ομάδα η οποία δημιούργησε καλύτερα μέσα στο γήπεδο και δημιούργησε και τις ευκαιρίες για να μπορέσει να έδειξε διάθεση να σκοράρει δημιουργώντας μέσα στο γήπεδο, ήταν η Ομόνια μέχρι και το 30, που ήταν και το σημείο στο οποίο προηγήθηκε η ομάδα μας απέναντι στην ΑΕΛ. Που για μένα και πέρα όμως, που το 30 μέχρι και το τέλος του ημιχρόνου ήταν για μένα που έκαμε την προσπάθεια της η ΑΕΛ να απαιτήσει, να το πω, κάτι που τον αγώνα. Και ήταν και δάμε που φάνηκε η τεράστια κλάση του Φαβιάνο με τις αποκρούσεις που έκαμε προς το 45 του αγώνα και κράτησε μας στο 1-0 για το πρώτο ημίχρονο. Περίμενα το ότι μετά που προχώρησε στο σκόρ η Ομόνια πρώτη ήταν να κάνει μια αντεπιθέση, να προσπαθήσει να δημιουργήσει και να βάλει γκολ. Αν και σε γενικές γραμμές μπορώ να πω ότι οι φάσεις που έκαμε η ΑΕΛ, εκτός από τις αποκρούσεις που έκαμε ο Φαβιάνο και στις 3-4 αποκρούσεις, οι υπόλοιπες φάσεις που έκαμε η ΑΕΛ δεν ήταν και τόσο απειλητικές. Οι προσπάθειες που έκαμε που έξω από την περιοχή, οι παίχτες μας εκλείαν τους σωστά, δεν μπορούσαν να έβρισκαν ελεύθερους διαδρόμους να κυκλοφορήσουν την μπάλα, δεν έβρισκαν ελεύθερους διαδρόμους για να μπορέσουν να κάνουν διείσδυση μέσα στην περιοχή. Ήταν που ορισμένες περιστάσεις που βρεθήκα στο σημείο να απειλήσουν που τόσο κοντά το Φαβιάνο μπορώ να πω. Το πρόβλημα της Ομόνιας στο πρώτο ημίχρονο και που το 30 και ύστερα για μένα δεν ήταν στον αμυντικό τομέα, ήταν περισσότερο στο κεντρικό προς επιθετικό κομμάτι που κάπου έχασαμε τη ροή μας. Αλλά να πω πιο ύστερα τι νομίζω για το πράγμα. Εσύ τι νομίζεις για το πρώτο ημίχρονο?
Well, look, I think both teams were cancelling each other out at the beginning, the first 10-15 minutes. But I think in terms of our overall play first half, we were the better team. And I don't mean because, you know, we peppered them with opportunities. I think our build-up play, our possession play, the way our players moved into spaces, found pockets of space, created openings for each other. Yeah, we didn't get that many opportunities. Neither did they, in all fairness, up until we scored. The game was always going to be, I'd say, the cagey one. You know, it wasn't going to be one team going straight for the throat. It was like a game of chess, effectively. But it changed when we got that goal. And I'm pretty certain they did a lot of work on set pieces because they knew that IL tend to struggle. This season, it's been the story of their season. You know, I showed you guys the video before. We scored the goal, and I'm sure when we see the goal again, there's something that perhaps people might not have noticed. But when Evandro and Tankovic were deciding who was going to take it, Jovetic was standing alone on the back stick, and he's basically saying, put it in that spot. Put it in that spot, because I'm unmarked. And I find it absolutely incredible how a player of his caliber, his experience, can be completely ignored by the IL defenders. I mean, even Hugo Martins, his full-time comments, he said, you know, he absolutely loves Jovetic, and they knew that he would be on the back post. They were working on it in training.
Then why the hell did they leave him alone?
Well, look, you okay. Try. Okay, you've got a dog. You train your dog to shit, right?
Yeah.
Outside, not in the house.
Yeah.
And you keep taking the dog outside. This is where you shit. This is where you shit every day. And then one day the dog's got the area and he just can't be asked to go out, or he forgets. And then that's what happens. They shit the bed.
Yeah.
They shit the bed. So, again, I think it goes back to what I've said before about our players in the past regarding game intelligence. You can't coach bad habits out of players unless it depends on the dog. Oh, okay, we'll go back to that one. Yeah, unless they have the right mentality and the right attitude. Now, I'm not saying that I don't have the right attitude, because clearly they've improved since Hugo Martins has come in. But these are basic things that they have analysts looking at. And you've got to credit the analyst team, the analysis team, for spotting that. Even Hugo Martins said, you know, that I think 5 or 6 games, our first goals have been from corner kicks. So they did their homework.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what I keep on saying, that you can coach the players, you can tell them to play a specific style, you can tell them to get the ball out wide or prevent the cross from coming in, but it's up to them to stop it.
Yeah.
So all these times that we've been conceding goals from wide areas, maybe our analysis team has been saying to the coach, bro, we've got a problem here. And Berger's been telling the players, guys, we've got a problem here. And they'd be like, I love purple. Like Patrick Starfish.
There.
So, anyway.
Βασικά τούτον έγινε το πρώτο ημίχρονο. Συμφωνώ μαζί σου ότι κάπου στο πρώτο 10 λεπτό σκότωνε μια ομάδα το παιχνίδι της άλλης. Να το πω, το πρώτο αναγνωριστικό 10 λεπτό για τις δύο ομάδες. Και να πω στο δεύτερο ημίχρονο τώρα, Ρεστέρ μου. Ένα δεύτερο ημίχρονο το οποίο μπορώ να πω ότι δεν με ικανοποίησε. Γιατί? η ομάδα μας δεν δημιουργήσε πάρα πολλά το δεύτερο ημίχρονο. Το πρόβλημα για μένα δεν είναι ότι δεν δημιουργήσε. Το πρόβλημα είναι τα λάθη τα οποία έγιναν και μπουτσίνα τα λάθη που δεν κατάφερε η ομάδα να δημιουργήσει. Η ΑΕΛ μπήκε πολλά πιο δυνατά από την Ομόνια στο δεύτερο ημίχρονο. Έκαμε τις προσπάθειες της, αλλά και πάλι δεν μπορώ να πω ότι ήταν η καθαρά επικίνδυνη ΑΕΛ που ήταν καταιγιστική, γιατί αμυντικά η ομάδα μας συνέχισε να στέκεται καλά. Ήβρεν όμως μια-δυο φορές η ΑΕΛ την ευκαιρία και τρύπωσε τις μπαγιές μέσα στην περιοχή και για μένα φάνηκε ξανά ο Φαπιάνο, που στο τέλος της ημέρας είναι ο τερματοφύλακας μέσα στο παιχνίδι. Αγιώς γιατί είχαμε τερματοφύλακα μέσα στην πόρτα. Έχει μια δουλειά να κάνει. Το πρόβλημα με εμένα για το δεύτερο ημίχρονο είναι ότι ξεκίνησε που τα τέλη του πρώτου ημίχρονου και συνεχίστηκε για μεγάλη διάρκεια στο δεύτερο ημίχρονο το γεγονός του πόσες φορές επουλήσαμε εύκολα την μπάλα στην εναλλαγή. Και τούτον έκοφκε μας τα πόθηκια μας στην προσπάθεια να προχωρήσουμε μπροστά και να δημιουργήσουμε εμείς φάσεις. Πάρα πολλά λάθη στη μεταβίβαση της μπάλας. Πάρα πολλά. Εν ξέρω που εχάθηκε το μυαλό και αστεία πουλήματα της μπάλας. Μπορώ να σου πω, έγραφα τα κάτω ρέστερ. Ως το 70 εμέτρησα 17 πουλήματα της μπάλας. 17. Όταν μέχρι που το 45 στο 70 πουλήσεις τη μάπα 17 φορές, είναι λογικό ότι δεν θα παίξεις μάπα. Γιατί δεν κρατήσεις την μπάλα να μπορέσεις να προχωρήσεις μπροστά. Και είναι κάτι το οποίο να πρέπει να προσέξουν για μέσα στο Ηλίας Πούλος, να το δουν στις αναλύσεις του παιχνιδιού, είμαι σίγουρος. Έγιναν οι διάφορες αλλαγές που περίμενα ότι να προσφέρουν παραπάνω η αλλαγή του Τότι με του Μάριτς στο κέντρο του γηπέδου με τον Εβάντρο πιο προωθημένο μπροστά, γιατί ήταν φανερό ότι κάπως ο Γιώβετης είχε μείνει πλέον από δυνάμεις. Να μην ξεχνούμε παιχταράς το έναν το άλλο, αλλά είναι και μιας αλφα ηλικίας και πρέπει να δείξει τώρα να σου ευκεί το παιχνίδι. Και στη φάση που έγιναν οι αλλαγές με το Τότιν και τον Μάριτς να μπουν για να μπορέσει να προωθηθεί ο Εβάντρο μπροστά με την αφαίρεση του Γιώβετης από το παιχνίδι, ο Γιώβετης από ένα σημείο και μετά φάνηκε ότι ευάρισε λίγο, κάπου χάθηκε το μυαλό του μες στο παιχνίδι, δεν ήταν καλές οι τοποθετήσεις του, δεν ήταν καλές οι μεταβιβάσεις του και έπρεπε να βγει. Και καλά έκαμε και έγινε η αλλαγή, η συγκεκριμένη. Και χρειάστηκε ένα δεκάλεπτο περίπου για να συμπληρωθεί πνευματικά ο Τότης με τον Μάριτς και τον Εβάντρο για να μπορέσουν να συνδυαστούν οι τρεις τους. Πρόσεχες όμως ότι κατά τη διάρκεια, σε τούτη τη μικρή διάρκεια του παιχνιδιού, όσον επερνούσαν τα λεπτά, παραπάνω confident ένιωθεν τούτη η τριάδα μέσα στο παιχνίδι και αλλάσαν καλύτερα. Ναι, κάμαν και τούτη λάθη πάνω στην αλλαγή της μπάλας, αλλά με την παρόδο του χρόνου έβλεπες τους ότι they were getting combined a lot better, this trio between them. They started moving the ball a little bit around, feeling each other, how it feels to try it this way, how it feels to try it that way, try a long ball, no, it doesn't work, try the passing game. And then we had some more substitutions coming on με τον με τον Εράκοβιτς, ο οποίος αντικατέστησε τον Χατζηβασίλειους, ο οποίος... Sorry, I'm really disappointed. I'm really disappointed on the guy. Που τη μια κάποιος να πει ότι εθυσιάστηκε ο Χατζηβασίλης για να δημιουργηθεί ένα πιο δυνατόν κέντρο, γιατί δεν τζαμί που είχαν την μπάλα στο τέλος της ημέρας, στο κέντρο του γηπέδου, και είχαμε την ευκαιρία της ΑΕΛ να βγει μπροστά να μας απειλήσει. Σε εκείνη τη φάση το παιχνίδι ακόμα ήταν στο 1-0, επομένως αμφίρομο παιχνίδι, είναι έναν γκολ, δεν ήξερες ποτέ να μπορεί να γίνει. And lo and behold, we had a good combination between Maritz and Evandro and Totis, and then Evandro as Rakovic as the last occupier of the ball. Έκαμε ήβρεν τον Μαέ σε μια πολλά καλή θέση, έφκανε τον μια πάρα πολλά Ομορφingase din Bahia, which we tried quite a few times today. More in the first half with long balls. Not so much in the second. The second we tried more with like on the grass vertical passes. On the first half, we were trying more with long balls, vertical passes. Second, I think it was Mapahane Parabano. Jeff Calendon Maese Junondo de Dadet. Ole, Mexico. Mexico was sleeping. He got overtaken. He's too slow, and he was in a really wrong position. If he made 2 steps to his right, maybe he could have had an opportunity to cover Maya, but no.
His starting position was poor. That's the thing. And on top of that, Maya. Okay, we're going to talk about this in a bit. But Maya, if you notice, he miscontrolled the ball at the beginning.
And he miscontrolled. He was.
He didn't control it.
He was drifting left, and the pass came on from his right.
When you watch it, he tried to control it, and he didn't control it.
That's not so. Anyway, βάλαμε το δεύτερο γκολ και είχαμε ήταν game over. GG, well played. That's it. 3 points in the back. And like I said, I don't care if we play good. I don't care if we play bad. All I care about is those 3 fucking points. 3 fucking points. And I play shit. I don't care. Give me the 3 points. That's it. You see that?
Look, there are a few factors that we need to take into consideration with this game. You're talking about a team, our opponents, whose fans can be very, very volatile, can be very, very hostile.
Oh, yeah.
And to their credit, they sang for the majority of that first half. They were pretty loud for the majority of that first half. Okay? But when you go in a goal up at halftime, the fans obviously, I don't know, they go get their gubes or whatever it is. They come back to their seats. Or whatever it is, right? And that adrenaline drops, and then they got to push it back up again. So they need something from their team. I think we played a very, very intelligent game because second half, the onus was on them to come at us. So the instructions probably were, take the sting out of the game. Try and dictate the tempo. Keep ball. Don't do anything stupid. And if we can hit them on the counter-attack, then we'll do it.
Just do it.
We'll do it.
Do it.
You know, again, go back to the Patreon. I was showing the clips of the 4 that they have in line. Today, they played with 3 central defenders because they knew that they could not play the same system as they did against Akna because we'd have torn them apart. So they've gone with 3 at the back. So that kind of changes our game plan a little bit. So we're saying to them, okay, come at us. And while it's dangerous to invite the pressure, to our players' credit, we did enough of a job to keep that crowd quiet. For the majority of the second half, I didn't hear much of them.
No.
Okay? And that's important. Very, very important. And I said it in the Patreon. Don't do anything to give them an excuse to wind them up. And I mentioned Maya. If you score, don't celebrate.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
Yeah.
You know, because you don't want to add to it. You don't want to add pressure to yourselves. You know, okay, we're a goal up. The onus was on them. They had a few chances. You know, there was the header, which Fabi saved second half. There's a couple of other little ones. One where Koulibaly has blocked the shot from Nadal, I think it was. But at no point in that game did I think, oh, boys, like we need to really, really, really be careful with this one. Yeah, it was be cautious and don't do anything silly. But it was controlled, mate. It was controlled, and it reminded me of a European game, you know, going away from home, trying to get something from it. And if you get the 3 points, then great. Not that I'm saying that it was out of desperation. I just think that the game management was spot on tonight.
Yes. And also still, I think we should keep in the back of our heads that I do believe Berg, from one point of the game onwards, he was thinking about next week's game. And I'm not talking about the Goddess game. I'm talking about the cup game because that's a 1-game deal.
Yep.
You're either in or you're out. So, yeah, I'm sure that in the back of his mind, he was thinking, okay, well, I see my players and I want to use them in a few days. So I want them to be okay. I'm sure that he was thinking about that on the back of his mind.
Well, look, I have got Ari tomorrow.
Yeah.
They've got Ari away from home.
Yeah.
And look, Ari are one of the most frustrating teams to watch this season, I think. You don't know what you're going to get from them. So if Ari can get a victory, that would dent Ajax's confidence. And don't forget, Ajax have played just as many games as us. Angielski is gone. Not that he's a big loss, but you know he caused a bit of trouble in the press. I think Nali's back from his disciplinary issues. Chacon is injured. Look, we don't know what Ajax is going to turn up. It could be a quality Ajax. It could be a piece of shit Ajax. You just don't know.
Yes.
So, yeah, he probably did have one eye on the cup for sure because it's his cup at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, it's his cup. It's his cup. Yeah.
It's his cup at the moment. And look, he feels the squad is good enough, as he said in the press conference. You know, we're only going to sign players if they improve the team, which is what they always say anyway. But look, they we just got to take it one game at a time. And I wouldn't be surprised if he makes 4 or 5 changes. And he's going to have to definitely make one. It looks like Semedo's done his hammy. Hopefully, it's just a precaution. But, you know.
Όπως το είδα, ρε φίλε, σε τούτο όσον αφορά το... Εντάξει, τελείωσες για το δεύτερο ημίχρονο. Όχι, να μιλήσουμε για το Σεμέδο. Όπως το είδα, ρε φίλε, τη φάση με το Σεμέδο, I think he realized it somewhere around the 15th minute. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Κάπου για μέ είδα τον να σταματά μέσα στο παιχνίδι and he was holding his leg. So, I think he was feeling that, okay, something is not like 100% here. So I'm going to see what's going to happen. And then 5 minutes after that, he just said, no, switch me, I'm out. Νομίζω και ο ίδιος προστάτεψε τον εαυτόν του. Because let's not forget, this guy is going to go in the World Cup in this summer. And definitely he doesn't want to put himself through an injury that's going to keep him out of play, first of all, for 1 month, and then need to get back in form, back in the game, back in the playing. So if I was Semedo, I would have said, no, I'm not even going to try and play. I'm just going to switch myself and save myself. If he's going to be fine, I think he avoided the worst, in my opinion. The way I saw him walking off the field and talking with the medical team and with the coach, I think it was more of a better safe than sorry situation than a real injury. Ναι, υπάρχει πιθανότητα να μην το δούμε στο παιχνίδι με την ΑΕΚ για προστασία ή he could be like second choice on the bench and if needed to be put in the game.
I want him wrapped up in cotton wool. I don't want him anywhere near the team for the next 2 games. I just think that he's too important to us at the moment. And look, people can talk about Giovanni and his performance tonight. As far as I'm concerned, we've got a squad good enough to cope without Semedo for a couple of games. So, you know, precaution, look after him.
Σίγουρα δεν υπάρχει μια αμφιβολία αυτό το πράγμα. Μέχρι τώρα, αυτή τη χρονιά ο Σεμέδο, δεν ξεχνούμε, έβαλε 10 τέρματα, ρε φίλε. Πότε είναι η τελευταία φορά που κατάφερε μέσα σε τούτον το διάστημα ο Σεμέδο να βάλει 10 τέρματα. Plus the assists. Ένα άλλος Σεμέδο φέτος, δεν είναι ο Σεμέδο πεσσινός. Είναι ο καλός Σεμέδο. Είναι ο Σεμέδο που θέλουμε, που βλέπουμε φέτος. Επομένως, ναι.
Well, the thing is, we don't have the kind of player on the left-hand side that can make those diagonal runs from left to center. And he does that so well. Notice that when the ball falls to Evandro in the middle of the park, Semedo is always making that arching run in between the fullback and the centre-back. It's very, very difficult to pick up, especially in that short burst of pace that he has.
Is this thing that I've told you that I've noticed from the beginning of the year, that I've noticed Semedo that last year ήταν γραμμή και πιένε But this year, I was noticing that he was drifting more inside, playing more centrally, and I was waiting to see if it was going to be an ongoing thing. And yeah, it is. And it seems to work for him.
The players that you want on the touchline are natural wingers, the ones that get the ball, head down, run at the fullback. He's not that kind of player to go up and down the line. OOUUUFFFF is that kind of player.
Yeah.
OOUUUUFFFF is that kind of player. Head down, run towards the byline, pull it back. Semedo will get the ball. He'll bring it inside. He might go on the outside. He'll hold the defender off. We've had Bash on the Patreon when we spoke to him about Semedo. And I was like, there's so many times where Semedo will be back to goal and the fullback gets close to him. And I said to Bash, like, that's annoying for me. He goes, but still, he wants to do that. He wants to do that because he wants the defender to get tight on him so he can reach his arm out, give him a shove, give him half a yard of space, spin off and then play it.
Yeah.
You know? And it makes sense.
Now that you mentioned Bash, I think it's time for a recall refresher. So arrange a Patreon.
Yeah.
Arrange with...
I spoke to him today, actually.
And that's it. We should get in touch with him to make a refreshment pod on how he sees the team so far this year.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of Semedo, there was a story about his contract being close, but from what I've been told, it's not as close as what people think. But anyway, I'm not going to dampen the mood. There's still time, so whatever.
Έτσι, εμπολάπουν να παιχτούν στο τέλος του transfer window, Ρέστερ. Έχουμε πολλούς παίχτες που τελειώνουν τα συμβόλαια τους στο καλοκαίρι. Επομένως, ως το τέλος του Γενάρη, να δείξει ποιος είναι στην ομάδα του χρόνου και πολλά πιθανόν ποιος όχι. It's going to show from the renewals. They're not going to wait for all these players for the end of the season for renewals.
No, I mean, I think, look, if you look at it logically, I don't think they're going to make the same mistake as they did last January, where they get rid of one or two players. You know, Gaguli was key for us last season, and they were happy to let him go. I don't think they're going to do it this January. No. Stepinski's gone, so there's one place up for grabs. They're probably thinking, all right, let's see what we can do between now and, say, the middle of January, because let's get it right. I don't think Omonia haven't got a lot of options. I'm pretty certain that there have been a lot of proposals sent their way, a lot of potential signings sent their way, and they're evaluating them. Now, us as supporters, as Henning Berg said today, you know, it's exciting for the fans, but do you want us to sign a player for the sake of signing them? Do you want us to sign a player that's going to improve us, but, you know, for the short term? Are we going to do the same thing as with Tankovic, that, you know, maybe it just fell on our laps at the time? We don't know. Okay? People have been telling me that Babika is on the radar. Would I want him? I think he's a good player, but can he improve us astronomically? I didn't see him do much at Red Star. I didn't see him do too much in France.
Exactly, yeah. That's what I was going to say now.
Listen, I'm not shitting on the guy, because I think in that season when Adi won the league, he was sensational.
But so was everyone else around him still.
Right, but is he the type of player that will fit into this system? Okay, he's predominantly a right winger. Okay, to be honest, I can't even remember him playing on the left. To be honest, I can't remember him playing on the left. Okay, so he's predominantly a right winger. Right now, we've got Tankovic and Andreu. Okay, now people are going to say to me, yeah, but Tankovic isn't a right winger. Well, that's where he's playing at the moment. And until anything changes from the number 10 position, that's
a right winger. Yeah.
That's where he's going to be.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just think that we need to, oh God, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we just need to trust the recruitment. I can't believe I'm saying this. I can't believe I'm saying it. But the reason why I'm saying is because they haven't got it wrong this season.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I don't know, man. Just let them do what they need to do, because I think the more people talk about Metagrafes, it's only going to wind people up. And you know what's going to happen? Ike or them lot or Buff are going to sign a player this January. Everyone's going to be like, oh, why haven't we signed anyone? Well, why are we complaining about it? We're 5 points clear at the top. Like, is one signing going to make that much of a difference? The last time I saw a January signing in Cyprus that made the difference was Shepa. And that was because we were crying out for goals. He comes in, we got 7. You got 7? Was it 6 or 7? You got
7
so it's
from February till the end,
right?
Because he came, I think, on the last 2 days of the transfer, something like that.
Right. So, okay, you could argue that we might need that extra bit of quality when it comes to the playoffs. You could argue, but the same applies for everyone else. So it applies for everyone else.
Δεν είμαστε εξαίρες η Ομόνια. Ισχύει για όλες τις ομάδες αυτό το πράγμα. Και επαναλαμβάνω, με τούτο που βλέπω ρε Στέλ μου, έχουμε τους. Μες στην πρώτη εξάδα ρε φίλε φοβούμε κανένα.
Ναι ρε, αλλά ειλικρινά, right? And again, I'm not doing the whole flip-flopping kind of thing. I'm being as what's the word? Objective as I can.
Αντικειμενικός.
Right. If Berg identifies a player and he knocks on the Mr. President, come in. Look, I think this player will make a difference to us winning the league or coming second. But you're going to have to spend a bit on him. You really think the president is going to turn around and look at the league table and think, nah, I'm not going to spend that. I think times are different now.
Yeah. He's not 2024.
No, it's not 2025 either, bro.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
Yeah.
They chucked it in January. Okay.
Yeah.
Now this is January. If he looks at that league table and let's say Buffalo drop points again, you never know. Paradigma, they lose, they draw. Let's say they draw. I don't think they will. I think they'll win. But let's say they draw. Okay. It's 4 points. You think he's going to look at that league table and think, nah, I'm not going to spend 500,000 or 600,000 on a player that the coach wants that says that he's going to make a difference. Of course he is. Because that's the difference between winning the league and coming second. That's the difference between potentially Champions League and Europa League.
Yeah.
So, again, I just think that, okay, I can say that I'm being a bit of a hypocrite here, but I just think we need to ignore the noise from social media about Metacafés or whatever. I said I'm being a hypocrite here because I've heard a few things and I've put it out on This Is My Pub, but you guys don't follow This Is My Pub on X, so it doesn't matter. But what I'm saying is, let them get on with it, because we've let them get on with it since the end of the last window, and they've delivered.
Yes.
They've delivered
in more ways than one. Yeah.
More ways than one.
Yeah.
So rather than this whole higgy hagger and start arguing amongst each other and going on fucking app walls and calling each other's mums names or that kind of stuff, just let them fucking get on with it.
Yeah.
Just let them get on with it. 2 defeats this season, yeah?
2. How many games?
17.
Plus the European games.
Okay, well, you're talking, yeah, but European games, we've lost European games. I'm saying
the reason I'm mentioning the European games, I mean the amount of games we played, because it's not we played 17 games and we lost 2, but it's a fatigue on the players also. That's why I'm mentioning those.
And Pedro, another thing that we haven't touched on, right? We're getting goals from all over the pitch. We're the highest goal scorers this season. We've got 9 more goals than the champions. Yeah. So while Semedo's got the 10 goals, Jovetic is scoring, Maya scoring, Masura, whoever it is,
Nicolas,
right?
Angelos,
right. So we're not going back to the Dubs, the Mat days. You know, we're not going back to, you know, the Gaiafa days, but that's Raufman, yeah. We're not going back to those days. People aren't saying, oh, we need a killer. And I remember when I was having this conversation, I think it was in the members area, which for 99 cents you can join. I can't remember who I was talking to about. I was like, what is this desperation for this killer? So we can rely on them so that they're the only ones scoring the goals, so add that pressure onto them. We got Maya and we got Neofido, 2 strikers. We got Jovetic that can play as a number 9. We got, Tankovic can come move in as a 10, and we've got the variation here. Okay. And the good thing is, because we've got the variation, we've actually got the coach and the assistant. Yeah. Mr.
Yeah, it's a
Gonzalez.
pair. It's a
Signing
pair.
of the season.
It's a
Signing of
pair.
the season. Yeah. So it's good. It's
Ούλα πάνε
good.
καλά. Ούλα πάνε
It's
καλά.
good.
Να μην έχουμε προβλήματα. Ούλα πάνε καλά.
And notice not one of us have said we're going to win the league. Remember that. We haven't said that. We haven't said that.
Didn't I? I probably did.
No,
I
you said Echomendos, but you didn't say we're going to win it.
Είπα έχουμε τους, ναι. Έχουμε τους ούλους, ναι. Έχουμε τους ούλους.
Yeah.
That's it. Να βγάλουμε comments.
Yalla.
Πρώτα απ' όλα.
You going to do it?
Thank you. But έγινε twice the member. I don't know why. Yeah, he liked it, so he became a member twice.
El fútbol del Chipre es... Yes!
Παίξε εδώ.
No,
Well,
it's on the... This is Mappa one. I've got it on here.
He gave you such... Ρε, ο Γιάννης όχι σε τσιπάσα ρε μαλάκα. Είχαμε σου την λουκούμι για να βάλεις γκολάρα ρε μαλάκα. Και δεν τα κατάφερες ρε. Τώρα σαν έρθει ο Γιάννης και ξετοιμάσεις και πήξεις σου η πουνιά γιατί σε γάρωσε να φταίει ή δεν φταίει.
Yeah, but I'm going to have to change the fucking... what's it called? The media thing.
You should put this on everything. Γίνεται να έχει exclusivity το δείξεις μάπα πας στις πελάρες. Γίνεται. Ο Γκούλης, wish you 3 merry points and a happy new year, yeah? Yep.
Ile.
Yeah, with an A. Professional win at the end. Good job, guys. We had difficult second part. For me, probably the worst until now. But I played well with the ball. We defended well. Fabiano is the king. And Mae is on a good run. But σε τούτο εδώ και μου πάσαν. Επειδή μην ξεχάσετε κάτω στο description έχεις τα links του Facebook, του Discord και βέβαια το link για το Patreon. Αλλά μέσα στο Discord που... Κούλι. Συζητούσαμε ότι ο Μαέ σήμερα δεν έκαμε τίποτε. Και λαλό, that was before he scored. And I commented and I said, tell me when did he get the pass? He wasn't fed. From the moment that a striker doesn't get fed, he's not going to do anything. Εν τζαμέ που είχαμε πρόβλημα που είπα από το 30 ως το 65, τζαμέ που δεν προχωρούσε το κέντρο μας μπροστά. Ήταν παραπάνω πίσω. Επομένως, συμφωνώ μαζί σου ότι ο Μαέ is on a good run. We can't complain. I mean, still, you've been a bit more critical on Mαέ than me. You were expecting a lot more from him. And you were like, yeah, I don't want you just for your akrida and your this and your that. But, yeah, he might not be like a rapid scorer, but you can see that many times his positioning is great. He does a lot of the dirty work. He draws people on him that frees up other players to score. He's a team player, which I like. So, δεν νομίζω να έχεις ούτε εσύ παράπονο που τον Μαέ.
Pedro, look, again, going back to today's Patreon, I was saying the key strength that Maya has that not many people really are aware of, and you touched on it. What he does, he runs into the channels. He runs into the wide areas, right? So when that ball's played over the top, he's always in the channels. Or he'll get the ball and he'll run into the channels. Why? The sole reason is because it draws the centre-back out of position. He follows him. And when the centre-back draws out of position, his teammate, the other centre-back, will have to drift in, tuck in, and the right-back will have to tuck in. So you've got options on the left-hand side for the overload, whether it be Semedo, whether it be Gitso. So if a cross does come in, you've got two players backstick. Okay? It's a smart way. And to be honest, I'm going to go to... Oh, God, I'm going to show my age here. But when I remember you to what... Okay, I'm not comparing the players. Just to get this right. But when Alan Shearer was at Blackburn and Newcastle, yeah, he was a goal scorer. He was great with his head, right foot, left foot, whatever. But one of his strengths was getting the ball, running into the channels, playing it to the wide man, will go to the fullback, and he'd be in the box ready to pounce for a cross. And that's not Maya's game. He's not an Alan Shearer. But what he does, he'll get that ball, take it into the corner, give the wide man an opportunity to either overlap or to play it backwards, and then you can restart. So his hold-up play is actually really, really good. And that reminds me of how Dura was. But the difference is Maya is getting the goals. And, okay, today, I still think he was a bit fortunate because a better goal, okay, a younger Ochoa would have dealt with that, okay? But I think at the same time, Ochoa knew that for pace, Maya would have beaten him. If Ochoa's starting position was better and he's run out for the ball, Maya would just poked it past him, made him look stupid. All right, he did make him look stupid, but not as bad, you know? So my main criticism, and again, people who are in the members area would have seen what I said about Maya, is his injuries. That was my main concern, his fitness and his injuries. And Khtibaksilo this season, with the exception of a couple moments, there was Lausanne where he came off, and obviously he missed the AEK game for whatever reason, a facial injury, whatever you want to call it. His fitness has been all right. But again, it goes back to what I said before. It's the game management. If the coaching staff and the physios and the strength and conditioning team say, right, he needs a bit of a break, he needs to touch bench for a bit, that's what's happening. And that's why we're not getting these injuries, these muscular injuries that we were getting last season and the year before and the year before.
No, sicuro.
So there's clearly a player there.
Yeah.
Clearly a player there.
Well, you see, I'm becoming an analyst. I see things now.
This is the point of me doing these analysis videos, so people can get the emotional investment not out completely, but you kind of see the game with more balance because you can be more, again, what's the word I was going to use? Objective. There you go.
And the game goes. And also we've noticed that like I think, which he was one of our best in the middle of the park today, but he got subbed because it's like you said, we have to look after these players. We're in for the long run. We're not for the short run. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So
when did he come back from his injury? Was it beginning of December, end of November?
They basically played the last game of the year, I think, for one half.
So effectively, December was almost like a pre-season for him.
No.
We still need to look after him. But I'll tell you what, Evandro was sensational today. He was sensational. So some of the passes, like first half, I can't wait to do the analysis because there's two passes first half. One of them was a peach. I'm like, fucking hell. It reminds me of like the quarterback role, you know?
Εντάξει, δεν είδαμε τις φάσεις του αγώνα, Ρέστερ.
No.
Θέλεις να ζούμε να ξανασυνεχίσουμε με μηνύματα.
Yeah, go on, put it on. Put it on.
Να ζούμε τις φάσεις.
Put it on.
Να δούμε τις φάσεις και να πάμε πίσω στα μηνύματα, κοπέκι. So, yeah, let's go. Yeah. Τότε είναι η πρώτη φάση του αγώνα.
Great header from Smedo. Great header.
Let me put it back.
That's one of those where you don't need to put any power on it because the whip on the ball, all you need to do is guide it.
Yeah.
If you watch it again, if you take it back and watch it again, the delivery is brilliant. So all he needed to do was just angle the header, just direct it. That's a great save as well, by the way, because it bounces just before.
Yeah. Yes, it was. And this is a goal.
Yeah, back stick. It doesn't show it though. It doesn't show it. It doesn't show it. No, take it back again.
Basta segno di quando dicni.
I'll have to again when I do the analysis, you'll see it. Because what he's doing just before that, he was saying, put it there. And again, that's a difficult finish, man. People aren't talking about that. That's the outside of his right foot. That could have gone anywhere. And it bounced as well just before he hit it.
We're gonna see it again on the replay. You said it's the outside of his right foot.
Well. It just bounced before he just
bounced. Yeah, it just fell on the. He was on the right.
Directed it.
Yeah, it was on the right. The ball was on the right. Yeah.
Did it hit the outside of his boot or did it hit his studs?
No, it was the outside of his right.
Outside of his boot. Yeah.
Yeah, outside of his right.
That's a great finish. Great finish.
And and he's
Bad.
not an offside. Yeah. And then it was the part that I started wanting to demand something from the game, but obviously they didn't manage to do that. Του δαμέ νομίζω ήταν η καλύτερη ευκαιρία της Αλτό στο πρώτο ημίχρονο, αλλά τούτον το finish ο Φαβιάνο, and are you kidding me? That's not a finish. And that's
I think it's interesting that those last two phases, they were aiming those diagonal balls at Gitso. Perhaps they knew that, you know, he's not great at heading the ball.
Είναι πιο κοντός ρε φίλε. Είναι πιο κοντός from the backs. Ο Gitsos είναι πιο κοντός.
Yeah, again. Yeah. Well, yeah, but still at the same time, you know, they've obviously identified that there's a problem for us on that left-hand side when the balls are high. That's a great save.
That's a great save from Fabiano. And that's where you fuck their brain up. They become like, if we can't put this in, what are we going to put in?
They actually deflected off Jovetic as well. That's what helped the guy get his head on the ball. It nicked him. I think it nicked his bum. Flipping Jovetic and his BBL.
It wasn't on
BBL, Jove. Brazilian butt lift.
It was on his. It wasn't on his bum. It was on his shoe. Because the ball lifts up, yeah.
Doesn't matter. Even if it hit his bum, it would have. He's got BBL.
Yeah, it was on his foot, on his shoe.
Well, even still, it's a great save.
No, sure.
But what the thing is, what disappoints me is that Savo's got the header in too easy. They should have been more aggressive with that.
Yeah.
That's a poor corner as well. Got to
Very
beat the
bad.
first man.
Reminds me of Omonia 2025.
Basics. I'll tell you what, that's an important deflection as well. He got his head on that.
With Koulibaly, yes.
Yeah.
But, you know, that deflection got Fabiano out of position. And then he swerved it, yeah. Now, okay, because I know that there's going to be a lot of talking about this thing.
Savo has pushed Pana. I think he's pushed him.
Savo pushed Panayiotou onto Fabiano because he knew he was not going to get anything out of it. Let's see it again, because a lot of people are going to be talking about this. He's pushed him onto Fabiano.
I mean, it was a bad cross, by the way. It was a terrible cross.
Yeah.
That's too close to the goalkeeper. That's meat and drink for him. But yeah, he's pushed Pana onto Fabi.
He's pushed Pana onto Fabi, and Goodley την άλλη φορά μπορεί να βρεθούμε να κάνω και εγώ έτσι μπλεζιό με τον νόμο μες στα στομάχια σου, να δω αν θα σου μείνουν στομάχια για να μην έχεις παραπάνω άλλη φορά. For those that are wondering what I'm saying, Discord.
Oh God, that's a
Discord conversation. Yeah. And he got a yellow card for that one because he was complaining about it also. That was, again, nothing for Fabiano. Ψουμούι, μπελάρες του τα πράγματα. This is the second.
That's another great save.
But
my question is, why don't we have a man on the post? I don't like it when we don't have men on the post. I understand that, you know, you're doing a zonal marking system or whatever it is, but you need to have a man on that stick. That's a difficult one. That's a difficult one.
Yeah.
Very difficult one. Perhaps he could have headed backwards. I don't know.
And this is the end.
It's a great pass, by the way. How can people tell me that Irakovic isn't a player? I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. He's been brilliant since Berger's come in.
Every time that he was called, man, he delivered. He did whatever he has been asked to do. And yeah, you can't complain about that.
Are they going to show where he's tried to control the ball? Yeah, you see, he tried to control it and he fucked it. And if you notice, the goalkeeper hesitates. Take it back again. Take it back again. Wow. Right? Because when he's fucked up the ball, when he's miscontrolled the ball and not controlled it, the goalkeeper starts to come and then he changes his mind. He didn't commit. Look, he hesitates. See? He hesitates. Big mistake.
Okay.
Big mistake.
Well, he made up for it in the end. He made up. So, yeah.
That's a great pass. I'm sorry. That pass was beautiful. I mean, you see the central defender telling the goalkeeper, come. Yeah.
Come where? Come where? He was 2 way out of position already. And yeah, ευτυχώς για τρίχες, we will not put on offside again.
Pedro, it was a professional performance.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we saw 2 fantastic saves from the goalkeeper. You know, that's what wins you titles. You know, clean sheets, keeping the score down, getting big victories. It's a difficult place to go to, man. It's always a difficult opponent aisle away from home. When did we last go there and completely dismantle them away? When did it happen?
Dismantle? No. I think the score in Alpha Mega now is 7-1. 7 wins Omonia, 1 IL, I think. I think.
But when did we go to the Alpha Mega and absolutely batter them? When did we go to the Tiro and batter them?
Ο Τσίριον ήταν άλλες εποχές, ρε φίλε, αλλά Αλφα Μέγα σίγουρα που τον καιρό που πήγα στο Αλφα... Όχι ότι είναι το Αλφα Μέγα που φταίει, αλλά γενικά στο Αλφα Μέγα δεν τα πάμε και πολλά καλά. Με όποια ομάδα να παίξουμε, με την ΑΕΛ, με τον Απόλλωνα, δύσκολη έδρα. Δύσκολη έδρα.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's move on with the messages. On a real one, we need to build this guy statue. This is for Fabiano. Indeed, rebel. Να κλαίμε, να αρχίζουμε μαύρο δάκρυμα να φεύγει ο Φαβιάνο από την Ομόνια. We need to give him the elixir of youth, the immortal Fabi. Ναι ρε κουλί, γράφε μου τώρα τα πράγματα τα ναι. Έτσι και γραφούμε μέσα στο Discord. Να σου τα δείξω ύστερα να μπήξουμε στα μούτρα. Καρακιώση. Ο Αντώνης. 8 καρδιακά ώσπου να τελειώσει το μάτσο, επαγγελματική νίκη, αλλά είναι κόδωνας κινδύνου, εν ώψη του σημαντικού τερπι με την ΑΕΚ για κύπελλον και ανόρθωση στο προάθλημα που καίγεται για βαθμούς. Αντώνη μου, το παιχνίδι με την ΑΕΚ, ναι, όντως, είναι ένα παιχνίδι, περνάς ή έμπερνας, δεν έχει δεύτερη επιλογή, να δούμε να μπορεί να γίνει. Αλλά όσον αφορά το παιχνίδι του προαθλήματος με την ανόρθωση, όσον και να καίγεται, απολογούμε, αλλά η ανόρθωση δεν έχει chance να περάσει με οποιοδήποτε γέτος που το κασίπει. Τουλάχιστον η ανόρθωση που είδα ως τώρα, what did you do?
Okay, bring up again.
No. Η ανόρθωση που είδα ως τώρα, νομίζω να μπορεί να πετύχει οπουδήποτε από την Ομόνια.
They made 2 signings today. They made 2 signings today.
They made 2 signings that were there from before, and they did some mafia to sign them because they've got a ban.
Fucking 27 signings this season.
Yeah,
what the fuck is going on?
Ναι.
It's so mad.
Περιμένεις να αλλάξεις 27 παίχτες μέσα σε 4 μήνες και να στήσεις ομάδα. Να μου λαλούμε τώρα.
Yeah, they got Tim. They got Tim there now. They got Tim. The best coach in Cypriot football ever. According to Tim.
Πούστης. Να μην πω τίποτε χειρότερο. Επιάσαμε το αποτέλεσμα. Πάμε παρακάτω. Πάμε σιλάκα μαζί σου ρε Πέτρη. What are you saying, guys, for the trophy? I think it's ours at the end. I know we have big roads, but I think we got the best Omonia ever. We have our bad days, but in general, we're good. We need a stars transfer. Είπαμε τα τούτα, ένα και να πάμε πίσω σε τούτα. Ο Κοτσός, Happy New Year. Ναι, Happy New Year, ρε Κοτσί. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas. Καλημέρα και αυτά και πουλουστήναν πρώτα. Μας έδωκε κανένας πουλουστήναν όμως εμάς, Ρέστερ. It's okay. It's okay. We're going to give them because we're large. We're going to give them. I want to know Stel's opinion about Haji Ioannis' performance and eventually the early substitution.
Look, it's very, very easy to criticize a player when things aren't going well. And has he been consistent this season? No, far from it. But the one thing I've learned, especially recently, is sometimes certain players need a bit of time to get used to their new surroundings. And by that, I mean, I don't mean the culture, because obviously he knows about the culture. He knows the language, this and that. But you're talking about a player who has got a lot of ability, in my opinion. Okay? You're talking about a winger. He's a traditional winger. He's a player that can beat 2 or 3 players. Okay, he's not the quickest, but he's an intelligent player. Unfortunately, it's not working out for him. But no one can question his commitment or his work rate. Now, last season, we were slamming Masura. Absolutely slamming him.
I wasn't.
This player.
I wasn't.
Well, okay, well, I was, because I didn't see performances that were good enough.
I was complaining that he was, if you remember, I was complaining that he wasn't given the opportunity to play.
Okay. Anyway.
Yeah.
Apples and oranges.
Yeah.
Right? But what we're seeing now is arguably the best right back in the league. Arguably. Okay? It's up for debate, but whatever. We can have that conversation another time.
He's up there.
My point is,
He's up there.
My point is, how do we know that Hagi Giovanni isn't going to come good next season? How do we know that next season he's not going to be our Semedo? We just don't know. He might be the player that we've seen on YouTube, you know? So, okay, tonight he wasn't great, but the fact remains, you know, his performances aren't affecting the team. And I think the way that the season has gone so far, I don't think it would be fair to be extra critical of a player that hasn't had a consistent run of games. All right, today, could he have put in a better performance? I thought he was going to be decent when he came on, because I thought with Conceição being a right wing back and getting forward, he's going to have the opportunities to find those pockets of space in behind. And okay, it didn't happen. But are we going to sit here and dissect Hagi Giovanni's performance? And, you know, after a good victory, a difficult place to go to, we're sitting top of the league. Do we need to have something to complain about? Now, at the end of the season, if we don't win anything, we can turn around and say, well, did he do enough this season to warrant any praise? The game against Drita, he was terrible, but at Lausanne, he was brilliant. No. So we're seeing bad performances, we're seeing average performances, but we're seeing good performances. And when we've seen the good performances from him, we're saying, oh, we've got a player here. So I think it's more of a confidence thing. And look, let's talk about Hagi Giovanni at the end of next season. I mean, I thought that Mushalovsky would come good this season, and I've been completely wrong about it. So I think sometimes when things are going well, I think it's human nature to try and find the negative, because, you know, when something is too good to be true, it usually is.
You must murmurie.
Well, it's human nature, bro. It's human nature. It's human nature. It's just how it is. It's how we're built. This is in our DNA. We've got to have some negativity. You know, you could blame Eve for taking that fucking apple, bitch. But, you know, but at the same time, it's like, well, okay, he had a bad performance today, but, you know, I remember Krasava got the winner, didn't he? He scored against Agrita, and there is a player there. I just think that perhaps he needs a run of games. And look, if Semedo is going to be out injured for 2-3 weeks, perhaps he can step in at left wing and take it from there. You got an Elina at left back. I'm not going to take a dump on him. I'm not going to do it.
Fair enough.
What do you think of him?
Hagi Vasilius?
Yeah.
Not the best impression so far. But I'm holding my horses. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go with a title. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit. So yeah, I'm gonna wait and see. I really though agree with you on the last thing that you said, that maybe he needs a continuation of games to show why he's made of. If you told me this at the beginning, I would have said, what continuation of games? He can't run more than 30 minutes. But this doesn't seem to me to be the case now. He seems to have more stamina in his locker. I would say not for 90 minutes, but definitely is not the 30-minute Haji Giovanni's that he was at the beginning. So yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna cut him some slack. I'm not happy, but I'm not. No, I'm not like that. I'm not. Sometimes maybe good, sometimes maybe shit, Pat. Yeah, that's it. For you, this one. Martins. He's an Omonia fan.
I watched the post-match press conference, and he's a very articulate guy. He knows football. And forget the fact that he praised Berg, and he said that Berg is the best coach in the league, and then Levendi kind of said he's one of the best coaches in the league. He didn't want to admit. But look, the way he talks about football, you can tell that he sees it in a very, very creative way. And he was talking about, systems are static. If you got a 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, the system is there, but you need the players with the right mentality, etc., etc. But he's talking about offensive transitions, defensive transitions, talking about set pieces, the importance of these things. You can tell he looks at the details. And while you could say, well, football is a simple game and, it's made difficult by the statisticians and everything, it's the 1% that matter. And I think that he knows what to expect from his team. He even said it. If he plays the same system as he did against Ethnic today, he'd have got battered. If he plays a system that works to their disadvantage, they're going to get a hiding. And okay, I disagree that Isle were the better team. This is what he said. Isle were the better team overall. You could say that Isle created the most clear-cut chances, but I think it was a pretty balanced game, because if we had to go on the offensive, we'd have scored 3 or 4 tonight. My opinion.
I agree.
My opinion.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to how we set our stall when the system worked out to the T. So I've got a lot of respect for Martins, to be honest. You can see what he did with Aradipou, getting them promoted. You see what he did briefly at Ethnic. He's a very good coach. Very good coach. So, yeah. Good luck to him.
Depends on the log. When you were talking about the logs, yeah. Back post. What a sneaky smart play to use. This is for the Jovetic goal.
What it is, Pedro, you have, again, I'm not going to bring up the goal again, but you've got a line of players and they're all looking at where the ball is. No one is looking over their shoulder to see where Jovetic is.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to look at it again, but at no point did an IL player turn around and say, guys,
no,
you might want to, it's like the pantomime in England. He's behind you. Oh, no, he isn't. Oh, yes, he is. Punch and Judy.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Also, I want to add about the Vandro performance. He was fantastic and very stable performance on the last 3-4 games. Yovegulio also great. I think a little bit back, but he is good. Haji needs to step up. Μιλήσαμε για τούτα. Andrikos, just Andrikomo. The most important thing about the win is that we put more pressure on the other contenders to win their games.
Well, Pedro, this is the other thing, right? I've talked to Premier League. I mean, Paul Parker's a good friend of mine. Won several titles in England. And he said to me, United will be winning games, whether it be 1-0 or they're getting last-minute winners. And the teams behind them are looking up at the table saying, shit, are these guys going to lose?
Like, when are they going to lose?
Yeah. When are they going to lose? Or it's like, fuck, we got a good result yesterday, and then they're playing on a Sunday, and you're thinking, the pressure's on them to win, and then they win, and you're like, fuck. And I think that's what's happening now.
Still, isn't this what happened last year with Buffos? that they were getting those
Yeah.
last-minute goals and getting the wins, and then another win,
Yeah.
and then another win, and you get frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. For sure. And you're sitting there thinking, when are they going to get a big injury? When are they going to get a decision go against them? When are they going to get a red card? When? And it's all these little things that play in your head. If it's playing on
their mind.
playing on our minds, then it must be playing on the players' minds.
Καλά, τούτοι δεν τραυματίζονται ποτέ.
Yeah.
They're not going to run out of stamina.
Yeah.
When is it going to be η τζιγιά τους? Πότε να κάνουμε την τζιγιά?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're basically not looking at the game. We were wondering about the winning. Why?
Well, winning breeds confidence. And again, it comes to the point where when your team is winning games, if you're a substitute or you're in reserve and you're given the opportunity, you're like, do you know what? It's rubbing off against me, that confidence. It's rubbing up against me. So I'm going into that team knowing that he wants to win the game. He's in good form. He's in a good run of form. This guy can get a goal from nowhere. This guy is our top goal scorer. This one can create. This one is great at set pieces. It all fits in, but it's all up here, man.
Yeah.
And that's the one thing that we've been lacking most for a long time. I'll talk about leaders, right? I've been talking about leaders. Where's the leaders in this team? I'll tell you what, from player to a man, there was at least 8 leaders on that pitch today. At least 8.
Sure.
Why? Because they communicate.
Yeah.
At one point, Koulibaly was walking with the ball and he's talking to Evandro. He's like, okay, bro, like, and I'm thinking, all right, okay, this is the confidence that we have, that the players are on the ball. They're not being pressed, but they're on the ball and they're talking to each other and they're communicating. So it's not just Berg on the, in fact, I've noticed that Berg is doing less talking now than he did in 21. He's doing less talking.
You see him being more expressive when we're being pressed mostly.
Yeah.
Other than that, he just lets them play.
Yeah. Because they're communicating. The players are talking.
No.
And if you look, Fabi, experience. Kuli, experience. Pana is what, 25? He's getting the experience, and he's got the experience having played with a lot of very impressive players. Masura's experience. Tankovic's experience. Evandro is 28. He's got experience. Eiting has played fucking, Eredivisie. Experience. Maier, okay, you could still say, he hasn't played in massive leagues, but he's played in Hungary, he's played in Austria, he's played in Cyprus as well, he's played in the Championship. Experience. Jovetic, don't need me to tell you. Semedo, there's experience all over the field. We can't turn around and say there's one player where it's like, he's still a little bit raw. You could talk about the youngsters like Dodis and the other.
Angelos.
Yeah, Angelo. But again, it goes back to what we had with in 21 with Loizo and Johnny's and everything. They had your Yordis,
your Mats, your Bashes.
Matt was gone by then, but
no, he was here.
Babuli.
Yeah, but Matt was here when we didn't win the championship with Johnny's and Loizo and those guys. Yeah.
So you've got this a similar dynamic there, and I think that's what makes us stand out from the rest, because everyone knows what they need to do. And even when the performances haven't been good, like, for example, Apollon, you didn't see any arguing. You didn't see any, bickering on the pitch. There wasn't that friction. It makes a difference, man.
Yeah, it's huge.
It makes a huge difference. And I think, and again, I say this because there isn't any bullshit going on off the field. Because it's not distracting the players. I don't care what anyone says, they don't speak the language. They see these things happening.
Sí.
So, anyway.
IO had a good game. Our defensive composure was solid. A concern in the second half, we gave the ball away too easily, and we sloppy without slappy, without passing, without slappy. We're sloppy without slappy.
Sloppy slappy.
Yeah. Είπαμε τα Alex μου τα πράγματα. Είπα τα εγώ από την αρχή τα πράγματα. Fabi Love, σίγουρα. They were also aiming at our back post on our back. So weak point there.
Yeah.
I think it was ναι. Επέναν πας στον πιο κοντό. Επέναν πας στον πιο κοντό μπούλους. No. Διαφωνώ. I'm not even... διαφωνώ.
Loiser was a fantastic. I mean, to be honest, Loiser would be excellent for this system. He'd be excellent for this system, but we've seen it before from him, right?
Yeah.
What Tankovic brings though is unpredictability.
And
Look, you know, with Loiser again, Loiser is a cracking player. I'm not going to take anything away from him. But how many times did we say he's going to get the ball on the right and he's going to bring it on the inside? He's not Arjen Robben where you can stop it, where you can't stop it. Sorry. You know, these are the things that he needs to improve in, which is why I have high hopes for Andreu, because he's got that extra bit in his locker, right? Again, I'm not saying that he's a better player. Don't get me wrong, because Loiser is better in other aspects, but players like Andreu, players like Tankovic, who add that little bit extra, that unpredictability where, you know, as I said, if you look at the Anorthosi game, for example, when Tankovic was on the right-hand side, he's drifting more central. Semedo is coming in central. So we've got effectively 4 centre players and we're tearing them to bits.
Yeah.
Because they couldn't cope with it. Because they went 4-1, 4-1 and we pounded them. So again, it's all about systems. As Martin said, it's static. But when you got the players with the right attitude and they know what they need to do, then...
That's it. You want to comment on this one? We need a winger, right back, and a player box-to-box in the middle of the park that can score. If you get goals from your midfielders as well, then you will win the trophy.
Well, with the right back situation, let's talk about Diuncu not being in the squad because of disciplinary problems. Maybe he knows he's on his way out and maybe they're looking for a right back. But I just think that, yeah, it'd be great to bring in a left winger or whatever, but I keep saying this, we need a central midfielder that can win the ball. Because in games like this, okay, while Evander and Aiting did well, can you imagine if you have a ball winner that can come on, that is solid? Like Paradima, like a Zoke, you know? Zoke at Ari, you know, not talking about this one because he didn't play. But someone that can protect that back 4, can protect the 2 central defenders, can drop in as a 3 if need be, you know, or even know how to slow the game down, that little bit extra. That's my opinion. It's my opinion.
Wait a minute. I lost the messages. Give me a second.
Boo.
Yeah, no, I found it. My opinion: we need a good signing for better choice from the bench. We lack on this. I guess we have good players, but we need a star for me, and I prefer a young star. Είπαμε τα πράγματα. Yes, Olivia Mo, 3 points is the only thing that matters, guys. We agree. And if you click on the link of the Patreon, which is also down in the description, you're going to see more, because we have more. And thank you to everyone for the support anyway. Yeah, he need to go there last to pass him the cross. What about him, by the way? Don't know what to decide. Milan. Μιλήσαμε για τον Εράκοβιτς και τα ρε κουλί. Θα σου τα κάνω όλα ρε. Και body slam και smackdown. Θα σου τα κάνω όλα ρε.
I don't know what you two have discussed in public, man. I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
Last year we won 4-0.
Yeah, we were 2-0 up and then we scored twice in the last in added time.
Ναι.
And Gusulo got one. That's about how it worked.
Yeah. Ο Παντελής, οι οργανωμένοι δεν ήρθαν σήμερα στο γήπεδο για να διαμαρτυρηθούν που 2 όμοιοι τους στερήσαν το γήπεδο από περίπου 12.000 άτομα σε 2 παιχνίδια. Ντροπή τους που ήρθαν σήμερα, Ομόνιο στο τέλος. Να μείνω τσαμέ. Ομόνια ως το τέλος πάντων. Μαζί σου, Παντελή μου, μαζί σου. Καλησπέρα. Παρόλο που δυσκολευτήκαμε, πιάνουν 3 βαθμούς. Είμαστε ακόμα έναν βήμα μπροστά. Βήμα κοντά στο στόχο μας. Συμφωνούμε. Και τελευταίο μήνυμα. Tanko and Hadji Offside will perform next season if Tankovic stays. That's a big maybe for me, if Tankovic is going to stay. Because even when he was in Bafostel, he was only renewing a 1-year contract. He was being offered 2, but he was refusing to sign a 2-year contract. Yeah. He was always signing 1. He did the same for Omonia. So I'm not gonna keep my hopes up about Tankovic being here next year or not. Να δούμε και να μπορεί να αποφασίσει και ο ίδιος στο τέλος της ημέρας. He seems to be a fan of a one-year contract at the end of the way.
Look, I think he's playing it safe. I don't see a problem with that. Okay, you could say, well, it's a commitment thing. I don't think so. I just think that he's being very cautious as to who he signs for, where he signs, what he does. Listen, no player is bigger than the club. Okay, so for every Botiak, there's a Asante. For every Asante, there's a Thiago. For every Thiago, the list goes on. Okay.
No.
The fact remains, if he stays, great. If he doesn't, all right, fine. It is what it is. It really is. Like, we're not going to sit here and cry because Tankovic has decided to stay or go or whatever it is. It's fine. Whatever. Just win some trophies with us and it's all good.
Yeah.
All good.
Exactly. And this one, it was one of the very few games this season which we were not really the best team on the pitch and we managed to win. Now we sit back and let the pressure on others.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
The ball's in your court, Buffer. What are you going to do with it?
Nothing.
You're going to drop it.
Yeah.
Don't drop it.
Yeah.
Don't drop it.
That's it still.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to say.
Just join our Patreon for €3 a month where you're going to get the exclusive content, the analysis videos and all that kind of stuff. And then there's the YouTube members area for 99 cents where you can support the channel. And I need to drop a power up because I've done it in a while. So, yeah, there you go.
So now the next game that we have is το παιχνίδι του κυπέλλου απέναντι στην ΑΕΚ, το οποίο δυστυχώς, αν και είχαμε την ευκαιρία να έχουμε ένα γεμάτο γασιπί, θα είναι κενό. Back to the COVID days.
Yeah.
Back to the COVID days. Κενό γήπεδο. Να χάσει κάτι η ομάδα μας που το πράγμα. Και μιλώ για το οικονομικό κομμάτι, αλλά την υποστήριξη του κόσμου, γιατί φέτος ο κόσμος της Ομόνιας έδειξε ότι ειδικά στο Γασιπί, που χρειάστηκε κοινων των λίγο παραπάνω από τον κόσμο, ο κόσμος έδωκε πολλά παραπάνω για να τους δώσει μια όθηση, μια υποστήριξη στο να προχωρήσουν και να πάρουν την νίκη. Αλλά τι να κάνουμε, έχουμε τα και τούτα, βριονίδης ολέ. So, yeah. Τετάρτη μου το παιχνίδι ρεστέν.
Yep.
Την Τετάρτη στο Γασιπί. So, now you must do an analysis of the IL game.
Yep.
Preview for ΑΕΚ.
Yep.
Not preview. Yeah, preview.
Yeah.
Preview for ΑΕΚ. Και μετά...
Four pods.
Ναι, και μετά...
Post-game analysis for AEK, preview for AEK, post-game for AEK and preview for Anorthosi.
Yes.
All
And I'll be seeing the rest of you.
What? No, you're not going to see the rest of me. No.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about the
Homie,
viewers.
don't play that.
Kelly, and then there's an pulalo. And those viewers pulalo.
You're doing it with Gulli. Now you're doing it. Listen, you two've got your own thing. I'm not into menage a trois with men. Yeah, just yeah. I don't cross swords. All right. Okay. Πρόσεχε.
Άντε καλή, ευαρέθηκα σας. Ευαρέθηκα τον, όχι εσάς. Εσείς είσαστε μια χαρά. Ευαρέθηκα και λίγο τον Κούλι, αλλά επειδή είναι ο Κούλι. Bye bye everyone. Have a nice weekend. Say bye.
Bye.